Imagine waking up one morning to a world in chaos, an unstoppable virus spreading terror, the collapse of civilization. The film begins with Manol, an ordinary lawyer in Galicia, Spain, living quietly with his cat, Luculo. A recent widower, Manol is drowning in grief over the loss of his wife, Julia, in a tragic car accident. The opening scenes are hauntingly quiet, showing Manol's solitary life, his days blending together, as he isolates himself in his apartment, haunted by memories of better days. The first signs of trouble emerge through snippets of news reports. The TSJ virus, a mysterious, rapidly spreading illness, has started to cause panic worldwide. At first, Manol dismisses the news as overblown, much like many people do. He focuses on mundane activities such as stocking up on groceries and responding to emails, all while ignoring the world outside. Then comes the turning point. One morning, he wakes to discover his neighborhood in chaos. Sirens blare, helicopters circle overhead, and streets that were once bustling are eerily empty. Through his window, Manol witnesses people attacking each other, eyes glazed, faces twisted in rage. The TSJ virus isn't just a disease. It's turning people into rabid, flesh-eating creatures. The apocalypse has begun. Isolation and survival. Manol quickly barricades himself in his apartment, turning it into a fortress. These sequences are tense, showing his resourcefulness as he gathers supplies, boards up windows, and creates makeshift weapons. His only companion is Luculo, who provides him with a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos. As days turn into weeks, Manol begins to adapt to his new reality. However, his solitude takes a psychological toll. Flashbacks of his wife torment him, and he starts recording his thoughts in a digital diary, providing a raw, unfiltered look at his descent into despair. The monotony is broken when he encounters his elderly neighbor, Senora Teresa. In a harrowing scene, Teresa, infected with the virus, tries to break into his apartment. Manol is forced to kill her in self-defense, a moment that shakes him to his core. This event marks a turning point, forcing him to confront the grim reality of his situation. Survival at all costs. A journey for hope. Running low on supplies, Manol realizes he cannot stay in his apartment forever. He learns from a ham radio broadcast that the Canary Islands are a safe zone, free from the infection. Determined to find his sister and nephew, who may have fled there, Manol decides to leave. This decision sets him on a perilous journey through a city overrun by the infected. The film excels in creating suspenseful set pieces here. Manol navigating abandoned supermarkets, evading zombie hordes in narrow alleyways, and grappling with moral dilemmas as he encounters other survivors. One particularly gripping moment involves him narrowly escaping a group of infected by hiding in a freezer, his breath visible in the frigid air as the creatures claw at the door. During his travels, Manol meets Victor, a Ukrainian sailor stranded in Spain. Victor is resourceful, pragmatic, and tough, a stark contrast to Manol's initial vulnerability. Their uneasy alliance evolves into a friendship as they realize they need each other to survive. Together, they plan to reach a commercial ship docked at the harbor, which they believe can take them to safety. The harbor and its secrets. The harbor scenes are a masterclass in tension. Manol and Victor sneak aboard the ship only to discover it's far from a safe haven. The crew, led by the ruthless Captain Ushakov, has turned the vessel into a floating nightmare. The infected are locked in cages below deck, used for horrific experiments. Prisoners are forced into labor, and any dissent is met with brutal punishment. Manol and Victor's discovery of this inhumanity sets up a gripping conflict. Ushakov offers them a place on the ship in exchange for their silence and cooperation, but the moral cost is too high. Manol's growing sense of responsibility for himself and for others drives him to act. He and Victor plot an escape, but their plan is complicated when they stumble upon a group of prisoners, including a nurse, a nun named Sister Cecilia, and several orphan children. A fight for freedom The group's escape from the ship is one of the film's most thrilling sequences. Using their combined wits and courage, they manage to disable the ship's power, plunging it into darkness. The infected, no longer confined, overrun the ship, creating chaos. Amid the screams and gunfire, Mantle leads the prisoners to safety, but not without losses. Victor, in a moment of selflessness, sacrifices himself too. By the others' time, the survivors, now united, take refuge in a nearby hospital. Here they regroup and plan their next move. The hospital offers temporary safety, but it's a fragile sanctuary, with the infected amassing. Outside, sacrifice and redemption. The film's climax unfolds in the hospital as Ushakov and his remaining men track down the group, seeking revenge. In a tense standoff, Mantle makes a bold decision. He unleashes the infected to create a diversion. The hospital becomes a battlefield, with survivors and zombies clashing in a desperate fight for survival. The emotional core of this sequence lies in Sister Cecilia's sacrifice. After being bitten during the chaos, she chooses to stay behind, using herself as bait to lead the infected away from the others. Her final moments are heartbreaking, as she prays for forgiveness while the horde descends upon her. Mantle, the nurse, the children, and the few remaining survivors manage to escape in a helicopter. As they ascend, the camera pans over the burning hospital and the city beyond, now a wasteland. A glimpse of hope or doom. The film ends on an ambiguous note. As the helicopter approaches the Canary Islands, Mantle receives a radio transmission from his sister, warning them not to land. Her message is cryptic, suggesting the islands may not be the safe haven they hoped for. The final shot lingers on Mantle's face as he looks out over the ocean, his expression a mixture of relief, determination, and dread. The credits roll, leaving viewers with unanswered questions about the group's fate. What would you do if faced with such impossible choices? Would you risk it all to protect others, or prioritize your own survival? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping movie breakdowns.